is awkward.
Far away.
Waiting.
Nikita, ready to go? You getting some food into you before the big one?
I got a little bit of life in me right now, so yeah. Feeling revitalized already.
Can you talk about this one? Obviously, we spoke earlier in the week about how this is your biggest fight. Knowing now that you've weighed in, it's all ready to go. Are you excited for the response the crowd's going to give tomorrow night?
I'm ready to feel the energy of the Newcastle people. Like, I love this arena, this venue, this place. It's got a certain type of energy that's unmatched.
And to win a national title in front of Newcastle, you can only imagine what that's going to feel like.
From Newcastle.
Did you guys say anything to each other up there at the face-off just now?
I said, may the best man win. It was like a simple exchange of two warriors coming together before war. One survives. One lives on.
How'd you do the weight cut?
It was okay. The day of is always a little bit difficult, but the main thing is that throughout the week I felt I had very good energy levels and my hydration was at a good level for the entire time. I've been pissing clear liquid the whole time, so it's a good indication. It's a good indication when you don't smell your urine.
You guys have history. Could you think of a better, more perfect opponent?
This is like a perfect 2-year mark. Yeah, no better opponent because he's been around since the very start. It's a nice little story, nice little final chapter.
How different do you feel now to when you walked in for that sparring session that day?
I was a child back then. Still am a child, but I'm a child with a slight bit of hair poking out.
I think it was about 3.5 months in. He hadn't even, it was one of his first real sparring sessions, and been out of the sport for 8 years and goes in and does a bit of sparring and gets knocked up. It's, it is what it is. That was expected.
It was the first time I sparred one opponent for 6 rounds. Usually I was sparring amateurs back then, doing 3 rounds. So he was like the first professional I ever sparred.
You must be keen to put all that to bed then. Just
put him to bed.
Glenn, there's been a lot of talk this week about scales and ring walks. What have you sort of made of that?
It's been absolute soap opera digest, hasn't it? Every day another drama, another complaint, another whinge, another moan. Look, at the end of the day, the boys respect each other. Don't doubt that one little bit. Nikita knows he's in for a tough fight. All that other noise and all that consistent stuff tells us but one thing, that the fight's not always won in the ring. Someone's parked in someone's headspace for that to be coming up all the time, and all I can put it down to is if it's getting driven by the other team, and we've been pretty silent on it apart from the first day when we made a comment. It's just every day something else. Today it was the scales, yesterday it was the officials. It's non-stop, but that just tells us that maybe they're trying to take a bit of pressure off their 21-year-old who's struggling under the lights. I mean, who knows? End of the day, the boys have great respect for each other and the sport. The rest of it's noise. Who walks out first? Who walks out second? Who gets on the scales first? Who gets on the scales second? Who plays their music first? I give it a break. It's just soap opera. Noise. And at the end of it, you've got to understand the fighters have a commitment to sell these events. If they choose to come here and zip up and say nothing, so be it. But don't expect to be on these big cards ever again. Someone's got to pay the bills. You've got to sell these bloody things. It's not just sitting on the lounge. You've got to sell these fights. And this kid's carried this fight the whole way. The other bloke doesn't want to talk. Doesn't want to do a video promo. Doesn't want to talk. That's fine. That's him. But don't expect everybody to say, Nikita's in the wrong because he's carried it. His name's on the bill first because he's carried it. It's, end of the day, it'll be a great fight. I hope it's a great fight for the crowd. But the rest of it, honestly, noise means nothing to us. And my guys aren't on social media, so unless you live in that world, you don't even know half of this crap that's being said. So if they want to live on that world, that's fine by us, but respect the promoters as well. Everyone's having a crack at them about rules and history and everything else. End of the day, they pay the bills. And if you want to turn up and zip up and say nothing, then you know, be it on you that whether you get another opportunity to get on this stage.
Well said.
Nikita, how have you been preparing, headspace with all of the noise that's been around? How have you been approaching
What
it?
noise? From them?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it. I didn't hear it, as you just said.
Nikita hasn't even been aware of most of this stuff. I don't tell him.
He only told me that there was something right before we had the kind
The
of
face-off.
Just
All of the
heads
noise,
up.
all of the noise has been generated for a reason. And look, there's no need for him to know. He doesn't subscribe to social media, so he doesn't know. But when you're going to go and sit with someone and they're going to bring this up, I had to give him the basics, and that's all we did. It's just noise. And
I'm too busy watching pizza tutorials on YouTube to
learning how to cook.
Yeah, making pizza dough for oats and fruits. But pizza's on my mind. The algorithm has sent it into my mind.
But look, honestly, the day the Zoo boys get any involvement in social media will be the day that I quit, because it's just, you can't compete with it. It's just non-stop, and you can't win. No matter what you say, you lose. No matter what you try and do, you lose. So there's no winners in social media. So we just stay out of it. Let the others make the noise. This kid will take care of it in the ring. And as far as respect goes, great respect for them boys from Toowoomba. We've dealt with them many times. And great respect for Dylan as well as the Australian champ. But, the question's going to keep being asked right up to fight. Who's walking out first?
You guys?
Don't ask me for the answer. That's a promoter's call.
Yeah, straight out. Stop asking the fighter, stop asking the manager.
Yeah, it's not our call. The promoters make that call, and we're happy to have such great promoters. No limits. Look around today. This is their show. This is what they do best. Be part of it. Grab it. Embrace it. And if you want to get back on No Limits, help sell the shows. That's what it's about. Boxing's a business when you're at this level. You've got to get amongst it. You can't just zip up and say nothing. So good on Nikita for carrying the show as well as he has. It's hard to do when your opponent doesn't have much to say.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, mate.